I feel it in my... You are a person watching me. Hit my fist on the table while I say these things. Looking at you through the phone while you're looking at the screen, because you are a person watching me. Stop it.
So, guys, that is not clickbait. This is an unbelievable circumstance that has now unfolded. It has come out that Nintendo, the company that makes video games, will be monitoring you as you play their games using the recording device on the new Nintendo Switch 2. Again, this is not clickbait. This is insanely shocking stuff that was now revealed by Smash JT. We're going to check out his video. Guys, why is Nintendo now trying to monitor everything that you say and do when using this technology? What does it mean for all of us going forward? And how can other companies now possibly attempt to follow and copy Nintendo's lead? Watch it in this video to fully understand the implications of what they're doing and what it means for society. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. Shout out to the Rumble family. We love you guys. I love you guys. You guys know that you are my favorite, and I give you guys preferential treatment. Don't forget, if you want to learn about crypto, don't forget to check out Anger's Crypto Academy. If you want to learn how to buy, sell, and trade crypto, it's linked in the description of the video. Let's go ahead and jump right into Smash JT's video, and his channel will be linked in the description of the video. So you can go and check him out and support him.
More couldn't go wrong for the Switch 2 as far as public relations goes. Here we have Nintendo Everything with the title, Nintendo says it may monitor and record chat sessions in updated privacy policy. Which, yikes. Now, I could already hear this and see the Nintendo fanboys being like, oh, guys, it's just the same old generic thing that every privacy policy has in it. Don't look too far into it. And then you're like, yeah, right. Those same privacy policies that we're now hearing AI is actually monitoring and banning people for, those ones. And sure, not that you know of, but how do you know that people at the company aren't listening in and hearing shit? And how there's legitimately zero privacy on these platforms if you talk on them publicly, which is crazy. Even if you're privately, I should say, privately chat sessioning with your friends, which, yikes.
Now, what makes this situation a lot more different, and there will always be the Nintendo bots and the Sony ponies and the Nintendards, Sony ponies, and Xbots who will try to say this kind of thing has always been happening, blah, blah, blah. Let me explain something why this is very, very different. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is actually is designed a bit different than the previous console. It has a built-in microphone, and they built in the microphone into the actual device itself. And as a result, they're like, oh, well, you're not going to use a headset, but instead you can put the Nintendo Switch console down from anywhere in the room, and it'll be able to pick up on the conversations in the room. So that means that the microphone is going to be extremely sensitive. How sensitive? We're talking about probably on the level, definitely on the very level of something like an Amazon home device, like an Amazon Echo device, but more than likely way more sensitive than that, because it will be able to distinguish between each individual voice, evidently, as you are speaking in a room. So they're going to be and so this is frightening, y'all. This is so Orwellian. Why would you do something like this? So they can now monitor you, potentially, regardless if you are playing a game or not playing a game. Nintendo can be monitoring your conversations in your home. This is a frightening, extremely frightening stuff. Absolutely frightening stuff, guys. And they just casually update their privacy policy for this. Who, guys, like, this is a monitoring device. This is 100% a monitoring device. Like, I pre-ordered a Switch 2, and am I gonna pick it up? I probably will, but now I'm like, it's like, now I'm like, will I play this thing? Do I even want to let this turn this thing on? Like, if you like, this is frightening stuff. Absolutely frightening stuff. And here's the thing: with an Echo device, you can press a button on it and you can mute it. And some of you might think that doesn't work, but when you press, I have a couple of Echo devices. You press a mute button on them, and it's a switch, and it basically turns red, and it's no longer listening. Or at least that's the idea. To my understanding, there's no such thing on the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, basically, it will just continue listening indefinitely. So Nintendo wants to monitor you like you are not even a human being. Oh my gosh. Now keep in mind, the government, it is illegal for the state to do something like this, but but basically they can go through private companies to do these things. This isn't, guys, this is insane. These are surveillance devices. Why the hell? Like, people have said for a long time, like, don't trust Nintendo. Do not trust these people. Do not trust this company. But Jesus help us, guys. How is this even possible? How is this even possible? Like do not buy this device for your kids. Like, people, please do not buy this. If you are listening, if you're one of my, don't give this device to your kids. Do not give your children this device. Please don't give your kids this device. This stuff. It is blowing me away. I am blown away by how bad this is. Like, I'm just in absolute shock.
If they're allowed to listen in, that means you can't even sue them. If there was like something that happened and then a Nintendo employee found out about it from your conversation, they'd be like, yep, we have it in our policy that we can listen into you. Which, yikes. Nintendo has updated its privacy, and it includes a note that it may collect, monitor, and record audio and video of your chat sessions with other users to provide a safe and secure environment for certain of our services. Wait, that doesn't even make sense. Provide a safe and secure environment for certain of our services. They're missing a word here. For certain uses of our services, maybe. This news comes ahead of the Switch 2 launch, which includes game share feature and ability to communicate with friends. Nintendo previously confirmed that the functionality includes a report feature. According to Nintendo's privacy policy, recordings are stored on your device for 24 hours. Users are able to review the last 3 minutes of relevant recorded content. It's possible to report language behavior that may violate applicable laws. Note that nothing is sent to Nintendo automatically. Okay, that doesn't matter. Nothing's sent automatically. First off, one, yet. But secondly, that doesn't stop them from Big Brother listening in to random conversations and just monitoring things randomly. Also updated in the Nintendo account user agreement. Here's the rundown on that, in case you're curious, which, wow, that looks pretty boring. Let's see if there's anything here. Existing requirement that account holders must be 18 years old or the age majority where they live and are responsible for all activity under their account. Section 1 definition updates the definition of Nintendo account services to include additional Nintendo products and services. Okay, great. Nintendo services license sold to you. Okay, yeah, who cares? Clarifies will control in the event of conflicts, applicable terms and conditions. Okay, this is all just generic.
I mean, like Steve is saying, I'm looking at some of the comments over on Rumble and YouTube, and Steve is like, oh well, you can disable the microphone. If the microphone speaker is identified and located, it could be disabled. Here's something very interesting about Nintendo. Nintendo has a policy where they will, I guarantee you there's something in there that says if you go and mess around with their hardware, they can brick your console or disable. So if I'm telling you right now, if you go in and try to disable the speaker, try to do anything with that speaker, to disable it, I know for a fact that Nintendo, the way they operate, they can say that this counts as modifying their hardware to change its intended function, and as a result, they can ban you from their platform. So now Nintendo wants to monitor everyone who uses their devices. They want to monitor you to hear everything that you are saying. This is, guys, think about this. They added a camera. No one asked for this crap camera. Okay? The new Nintendo camera is horrible. It's absolute garbage. And most of us thought of it that, oh, this is just stupid Nintendo being Nintendo, giving us these peripherals that no one really gives a damn about. No one's going to really buy this thing. Guys, it's a monitoring device. A microphone that can hear everyone talking in the room. All right? Why would you do it? You can't. They don't want you using headsets. Like we've been doing since the PlayStation 2 and Xbox era. Not even PlayStation 3. PlayStation 2. With PlayStation 2, you started using headsets later late into the life cycle. I remember like playing SOCOM with the headset on PlayStation 2. And I'm guessing Xbox 360 for the Xbox also had that functionality. All right? So we're going back to consoles that came out in like 2000 and 2001. We're going back to consoles that almost go back to the 90s. Consoles that came out over 20 years ago. You could use headsets. 20 years ago. Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. 20 years ago. And now they want to monitor us. They don't want you using headsets. Okay, for conversations, for Discord. No, they did the same thing with the Nintendo app where it was on your phone. Guys, they want to listen in on your conversations. They don't just want to listen into you. They don't just want to hear you. They want to record all of the conversations in your home. They want to spy on you. Why is, guys, listen, you know what's happening to Pal World right now, where Pal World, a game that's kind of like Pokemon, it's not exactly like Pokemon. They had to change the mechanics so you can no longer use a ball like to throw your pals out. Now they've had to change the mechanics again so you can no longer fly on pals. Okay? You can no longer use pals for flying because Nintendo is suing the living hell out of them. And rather than close the game down, they're going to have to just change around. They have to change mechanics. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You can't even fly on animals anymore. This is Nintendo being Nintendo. But Nintendo has never liked their fans. There's also something that I read, and forgive me if I'm wrong, because I've always been against Nintendo. I read that Nintendo, like their playing cards, used to be used with the Yakuza for doing dealings again in Japan at one point. So they have an indirect history with them. But you have to start to wonder now: is it that this organization was just using their cards against the will of Nintendo, or was it Nintendo working with them to distribute them throughout Japan? I'm not saying they were, but I'm just saying when you look at the shady practices of Nintendo. Like, these are people who have sent their lawyers to the homes of someone. Like the person who created I don't know if it was like the Yuzu emulator, they sent them to his house. They sent they sent their lawyers to his home with an offer. Who the hell sends someone to a person's home? Sends their lawyers to your home. Unless you are not with a summons. Not with a summons to go and negotiate. The Nintendo ninjas. They sent Nintendo ninjas because they don't like emulation. So one of the most popular emulators in the world, they sent someone to this man's house in like Brazil. It was like Brazil, one of those countries. All right. They sent their lawyers to his home to go and negotiate with him. Guys, who does something like that? We already know. MAFIA. Those are the kinds of people who do those things. Nintendo is terrible. And to go this far now, and this device will undoubtedly land in the hands of children, and you want to monitor our kids, Nintendo? How that, guys, this is so sick. And it's a portable device, so it's not even like a device. This is what makes matters worse. It's not even like a device where you're just going to be able to like leave it at home. No, this is going to be everywhere with you, everywhere with your kids. And they'll be listening in. And if you raise privacy concerns to Nintendo, I guarantee they are not going to go back. They are not going to change they're not going to change these policies. Nintendo is stuck in their ways. Nothing you say or do will get Nintendo to change their policies, to change what they're doing. They are going to do it indefinitely. Indefinitely, because that's the way Nintendo operates. Like this is so sick. This is absolutely so sick. Don't, like, you can see, like, this whole thing pissed me off. I'm actually still like I'm still not feeling the greatest. Still not feeling so wonderful. And I wasn't planning to give you guys this stream. I'm just being honest. Wasn't planning to give you guys this stream, but I said, like, holy cow, I need to talk about this. Guys, because this is like, these people are criminals. This is the reason why I say, like, you should be focusing on, your relationship with God, getting your money up, focusing on building your wealth up with crypto. But like Nintendo, y'all. Oh my gosh, these companies, they just keep raising the prices. Guys, go get your money. Go get your money and get the hell out of this dystopia.
Ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom. It's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
Stuff. Generic, boring stuff. So basically, the big takeaway from this situation that I would be really concerned about is not just the fact that Nintendo seems to keep taking L after L with the decisions that they're making right now and what they're doing, and taking more power away from you and more privacy away from you, but what they'll be able to do with this information and banning people, removing people, or if there's private information that you're discussing with a friend and you're using this, which, by the way, don't ever use one of these services for private use, for very serious secret conversations. But in the event that you are doing that, there's nothing to stop Nintendo from randomly finding out about it, or having people that are just looky-loos at the company being like, sure, let me put the headphones on and tune in and just watch this person's conversation and chat. Kira says, can you not have a camera plugged in? It's not like the Connect, is it? No, you don't have to have the camera. But what this is saying, if you do have the camera, they can monitor and record your camera being on. And I'm sure they have like a toggle over the Nintendo of America headquarters or Nintendo of Europe or Nintendo of Japan, where all these offices have these probably safety teams where the toggle being on would like green light on their side show, okay, these ones are live right now. These ones have the camera connected. These are the conversations going on. You can just dive into any of these you want and listen to people. They might actually have a team of people that do that. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. But that's sketchy. And what's concerning about that is, I mean, the elephant in the room, I got to say, like a lot of kids are going to use this.
Yep. Yeah, guys. And you know what's really crazy? I didn't notice this. I just got an email from Nintendo. I just got an email from Nintendo. It came like maybe around 2 hours now. I just got this email from Nintendo. I can't believe this email, y'all. I'm going to show you this email I got from Nintendo. So check this out, y'all. This is wild. This email just came to me from Nintendo because I'm signed up. I'm signed up for, I have Nintendo on the Nintendo Online. We're writing to let you. I don't even play it. Oh my gosh, I'm so worked up. We're writing to let you know that we've updated the Nintendo account user agreement and Nintendo privacy policy. If you or any users under your Nintendo account continue to use any Nintendo account services, including by keeping your or their Nintendo account open, then you affirm you agree to the updated Nintendo account user agreement and acknowledge you have read the updated Nintendo privacy policy on your and their behalf. So guys, basically you don't even have to agree to anything. Basically, if you keep using their service, that means you're agreeing that you're good, that they can now do this. This is crazy. If you do not agree to the changes, you must cancel your Nintendo account immediately. What? Cancel my Nintendo account immediately? You mean the account that gives me access to all of my games, all of my digital games? So guys, I have like probably 100 digital games with Nintendo right now, or close to it. 100 games. 100. And I'm going to cancel my Nintendo account. Notice they didn't even say your Nintendo Online account. I have to cancel my Nintendo.com account that gives me access to all of my digital games. So if I cancel my Nintendo account, I would lose access to all of my digital games. Don't you guys, do you not? So basically you would have to give up, you don't own anything. So if you want to keep having access to your games, guys, you have to basically agree to their service. Holy Nintendo account user agreement. The updates include important updates to how you and Nintendo will arbitrate disputes. So basically you can't sue them. See what our changes page for a summary of changes, but you should also review the full updated Nintendo account user agreement to ensure you understand your rights and obligations. That's the key word. Nintendo privacy policy. This update includes important updates regarding the categories of information we may collect and how we might use your information. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And then of course the scumbags that love Nintendo products, they'll be out there saying things like, oh, if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, this is sick. This is sick. We're gonna look at the summary of changes. Let me go ahead and I'll get those up on the screen for you guys. Because the stuff that's in here is crazy stuff. So, summary of changes to Nintendo privacy policy. In May 2025, we made updates to improve our privacy policy. The updated version of the Nintendo privacy policy can be found here, but for your convenience, we've highlighted some of those updates below. We haven't summarized all the changes, and the summary below is not a substitute for reading the updated policy. You should thoroughly review the updated policy to ensure you understand your rights. You don't have any. We clarified that we may collect, monitor, and record audio and video. Did I not tell you the camera was there so that they can monitor you and record you? So they will monitor, so they will collect, monitor, and record your audio and video. Guys, these are surveillance devices. All right? We may monitor and record audio and video of your chat sessions with other users to provide a safe and secure environment for certain of our services. Jesus Christ. Don't let your kids play this fucking thing with their friends. We clarified that when you contact us, we may monitor. We clarified that when you contact us, we may monitor and record those interactions for quality assurance purposes, and we provide more details and information that may be visible to other users when you use certain of our services. This is sick. So they can share we provide more details about information that may be visible to other users. And the other users are other people such as law enforcement and their attorneys. Y'all, my head is beginning to hurt. This is some sick shit. Holy moly, holy baloney, holy moly baloney. This was not on my bingo card. Like, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I never saw this coming. Summary of changes to Nintendo account user agreement. So this stuff updates to the Nintendo account user agreement take effect in May 2025. In May 2025, they don't even specify a date, so I guess it's in effect now, including important changes in Section 16 to how arbitration is used to resolve disputes. The updated version of the agreement can be found here. To help you understand what's new, we highlight several changes below, but we haven't summarized all the changes, and this is not a substitute for reading the agreement. You should thoroughly review the updated agreement to ensure you understand your rights and obligations. The introduction clarifies the existing requirement that account holders must be at least 18 years old or the age majority where they live and are responsible for all activity under their account. Section 1 definition updates the definition of Nintendo account services to include additional Nintendo products and services where a Nintendo account is acquired or you link your Nintendo account. Section 2 license clarifies the Nintendo services are licensed and not sold to you and include additional restrictions on how those services may be used. Basically you don't own anything. You don't own anything, including you do not own your games. Guys, what they're trying to do is turn the games into services. So basically, when you purchase your games, you're not purchasing a game, you're purchasing a service that they can terminate at any time. This is really what it sounds like. Because they're trying to turn games into services. And that's the reason why they have these new type of cards where these key cards where basically you don't actually have the game is not on the card. It just gives you the ability to put it in your console and download the game and then play the game while the key card is in there. But you don't actually own the game, and eventually they can just take it away or block your access. But probably even disable the key card. Holy hell. Holy hell. Section 4. Use of the Nintendo account services clarifies that the agreement will control in the event of conflicts with other applicable Nintendo terms and conditions. It requires you to comply with all applicable laws while using your Nintendo account. Section 6, user-generated content, clarifies that you must comply with Nintendo's content guidelines for online video and image sharing platforms. Section 6, shopping services, reward programs, online subscription services, and our purchase and subscription terms, blah, blah, blah. let me see here. Section 11, Nintendo for America Community Guidelines. So these are guidelines specifically for the United States. Clarifies that you must comply with our community tournament guidelines if you participate in community tournaments. Breach and termination of the agreement, changes the agreement, provides additional information on when Nintendo may suspend or terminate your account and what the consequences of suspension or termination are. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's section, let me see here. Section 13. That's section 13. So that actually sounds kind of interesting. Because I'm guessing that in and of itself, kind of is going to reveal some very, very interesting details. And I think that's something that we might be curious about. Let me see here. Section 13. I'm going to look up section 13. Going to go and look up section 13 because you have to just expect the absolute worst from Nintendo. Let me see here. Let's see if we can look at section 13 together. Because I sure as hell do not trust Nintendo. Right? I don't trust them with my life. I don't trust them at all. I absolutely do not trust Nintendo. Right? Let's see here. So we have section 13. And this is breach of termination of the agreement, changes to the agreement. Nintendo may terminate this agreement or suspend your access to any or all Nintendo account services in sole discretion and without prior notice to you. If you violate this agreement, if we have a reasonable belief, y'all, if they even have a reasonable belief of such a violation has or will occur. So guys, they can suspend your service. They can take your games away. You can lose access to your entire Nintendo account that contains all your purchases if they have a reasonable belief that such a violation has occurred of their services or will occur if they allow you to continue using their services. Guys, this is literally, I forget the name of that movie where it's like Minority Report, where you're basically under constant surveillance and they're basically trying to determine if you will commit a crime. So if Nintendo basically suspects that you have done something wrong or will do something wrong, so you don't actually have to violate their terms. If they suspect that you have done something wrong or will do something wrong, they don't have to have proof. All right? They have to just think that you might do something wrong or you might violate their terms. You don't have to violate their terms. This is insane. So you no longer even have to violate their terms. They can just say that we thought you would have, we thought you might violate our terms. You don't have to actually violate them, but we think that you might, and as a result, you no longer have access to anything that you own. You have to be a stupid MFer to keep on rocking with Nintendo like this. Oh my God. I am so tempted to sell off my Nintendo collection of games. Because I have GOG. I have a ton of amazing games on GOG. All I need to do is back them up to a hard drive. They are the offline installers. I have over 400 of these freaking games. And there's also emulation out there. I can't believe this. All right. Let's continue. If you violate this agreement, if we have a reasonable belief such a violation has or will occur, or as we otherwise determine to be reasonably necessary for legal, technical, or commercial reasons. Commercial. Notice this, guys. You don't have to breach. So, in other words, the breach and termination of the agreement, you don't actually have to do anything wrong. You don't have to breach their agreement. They don't even have to have suspicion. So, on top of that, they have the sole discretion to terminate your service, take your games away, everything that you've paid for, because you don't own anything. Even so, regardless if they even suspect you, they can also take your games away for commercial. In other words, they've determined that it would be against the company's best interest to allow you to continue maintaining access to the games that you've purchased. So they're going to take it away. Commercial, such as to prevent the harm to others or the users or the Nintendo account services. Upon any such termination or suspension, you must immediately stop using the Nintendo account services. In other words, you lose access to your games. For the avoidance of doubt, Nintendo's right to terminate this agreement or suspend your access to any or all Nintendo account services set forth in the preceding paragraph shall apply with respect to the conduct of any other user under the Nintendo account or linked to your Nintendo account through supervised user functionality. You may terminate this agreement by deleting your Nintendo account and discontinuing use of Nintendo. Oh God. You may terminate this agreement by deleting your Nintendo account and discontinuing use of the Nintendo account services. If you initiate deletion of your Nintendo account, access to some or all of Nintendo account services may be lost, and any accounts associated with your Nintendo account may be deleted. This is crazy. This is crazy. Welcome to 1984. Where you'll be under constant monitoring and surveillance, and they can basically take away anything you've purchased if they so feel like it, if they so desire it. Basically, you will own nothing. You will own nothing. All right. So under Section 13. Under Section 13, guys, as you said, you can you may terminate your account, blah 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 blah, right? So this means you lose access to your games, right? Permanently. Yeah. Yep. So, guys. Yes, deleting your Nintendo account means you will permanently lose access to any digital games, content, and purchases linked to that account. This includes I just use ChatGPT, purchase digital games, in-app content, save data through your account, My Nintendo Rewards. Okay? Wow. And this happens also if Nintendo terminates your Nintendo account. Right? So yeah, this is crazy. So yes, if Nintendo terminates your Nintendo account, you lose access to all digital purchases, games, and content associated with that account. According to the Nintendo account user agreement, Nintendo reserves the right to ban or cancel accounts for various reasons, including violations of term of service or security concerns or commercial reasons. Once an account is terminated, any linked purchases, saved data, subscriptions are permanently lost, and there's no way to recover them. Nintendo does not offer refunds for lost digital content due to account termination. Yeah, guys, we're done. We're cooked. We are cooked. Holy cow, we are cooked. We are 100% cooked. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm blown away. I am completely blown away. Like my heart. I don't know. This is crazy. If Nintendo, including its subsidiaries and affiliates, is subject to any actual or threatened claims, costs, damages, losses, or other liabilities as a result of your use of any Nintendo services or any data information or any items you make available through Nintendo services, then you agree to indemnify. Then you agree to indemnify us from all such covered losses and any related costs, such as reasonable attorney fees. Some jurisdictions limit consumer indemnities, so some or all of the indemnities provisions above may not apply to you. If you are obligated to indemnify us, we will have the right in sole discretion to control any actions or proceeding and determine whether we wish to settle it. And so, in other words, if something goes, if they basically say that you violated their terms and it cost them money, they can come after you and collect money from you, including lawyer fees. I was like this word. I had never really seen this word before. I'm not a legal scholar, but yeah, basically what they're saying is that if they incur their partner, basically they can come after you for damages, including lawyer fees. And if you continue using their service, you basically agree that you will cover their lawyer fees and any other cost. This is crazy. This is guys. This is so sick. This is sick. This is sick. Sick. Oh my God. And I guarantee you the Nintendo ponies are going to be extremely happy with this and comfortable and say this is wonderful and you're just complaining and this is not going to directly affect you. And they're going to say even if they'll even make up crap along the way to try to like throw. Guys, this is sick stuff. I have not seen anything like this. Like, I mean, holy cow. I'm in shock. I know I should not be, but I am in shock. I am in literal shock. Let me see here. Had Creo says we are literally entering the age which truth is told, not felt. That's why I keep telling you guys to go and invest in crypto. I don't know what the hell is going on. Like this guy. So he left another comment. Why do you HATE Zoomers? What the F we did to you, your soul? What the hell? Captain Plane is angry still alive. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is crazy. Brandon says Nintendo are infamous for video game industry screw jobs and put on a squeaky clean image to the public. By the way, guys, have you noticed I never mentioned anything about the Zoomers? I have the Zoomers and the Boomers coming after me. They're both the two worst generations. Let me go ahead and I don't know why this guy looks like this guy looks a lot like this. I forget the name of the guy that we Eddie or what the idiot was. So guys, like we didn't even say anything. I didn't say anything about the Zoomers in this video. But it's always about them. It's always about them. Let's go ahead and get rid of this individual. Let's see. How do we get rid of them? I user on channel. There we go. All right. We just got rid of had trio. All right. I'm crazy. I can't believe this. It's got guys like literally you have the Zoomers here. Literally, we have the crazy Zoomers here going off on us. We got the crazy Zoomers here getting pissed off just because I'm telling the truth. Like this video is not even about the Zoomers, but they try to make everything about them. Because they don't want anyone telling the truth about them, talking about them, revealing the narcissism. But this is not about the Zoomers. This is about, or the Boomers. This is about what's happening in society. Yeah, Captain Plane says crypto up. Mr. is angry is still alive. Yeah. Had Trio before I banned him. Says, or where in reality we have. See here. Phil says, I don't have time for video games. Trying to make money. That's the best thing you can really do, bro. It's the best thing to be doing right now. Oh God, monkey says, I have so many projects. If I started playing video games, I'd get addicted again and waste all my time. Respect that. Dr. MGTOW, who's now Dr. Blackpill, says Sharkman. Hello. Cash May says Nintendo is sick. I 100% agree with you. Yeah. Dr. Blackpill says, good thing I don't play video games anymore. Cash says Nintendo went Hollywood. Monkey says Ethereum is up almost 22% today. That's awesome. Captain says I play a few ancient games. That's it. The electronic Cayman says, can this be resolved peacefully? Nope, it won't. Captain says you're alive. Okay, glad you're celebrating. Phil says, F the Zoomers and the Boomers, 100% agree. Shout out to Neophyte Mod. I think Neo has been with me a very long time. I think he's one of my older subscribers. I think so, going back many years. So shout out to Neo. You know, I think he's one of my older subscribers. And then of course Dr. Blackpill, who is one of my older subscribers, says ha 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 ha. I'm just glad that the chat is working on this stream, because on many streams it does not work. Like a lot of the streams, like a lot of the streams, the Rumble chat and the YouTube chat don't show up. But on this one, they decided to play nice. They decided to play nice, and now they're working. So that is that's a big positive. I don't know. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm just like, please, God, please, no one, please don't give this garbage to your kids. Don't buy this trash for your kids. And it is 100% trash. 100% garbage. Bobby says, give me a shout, bro. Bobby De Niro X. Shout out to Bobby. Says, hey man, I was Nintendo second place champion in 94 through 95. Oh, you were in one of their championships, man? That's awesome. It's always crazy the people that you can run into online. So many lives destroyed by this evil society. Like a lot of women in Western society, they basically pushed for more and more control. And then when they discover that they are losing their rights too, that's when they're going to step up and say, oh, someone come and save us. We don't have, like, our rights are being taken away. And it's like the men are just going to look around and say, yeah, you didn't care when it was happening. Like, men are just going to do nothing. But yeah, guys, we have to be diligent. We have to be freaking diligent. Like, I'm not, like, I was already like, okay, I'm only gonna buy like a few Nintendo games and like Nintendo Switch 2 games. Like I was looking at specifically, what's the name of that stupid game? The world game, the Mario Kart World, and the new Diddy Kong game, the new Donkey Kong game. Those were the only two games I was really interested in, and I'm not really that interested in the new Mario Kart like that. But like for them to tell me that like they can sue me, like this is another thing that's very dangerous, guys. They can turn around and they can try to use this as a means of going after streamers. So for example, if I, like, guys, like I suspect this is what Nintendo will do as well. Well, where Nintendo will say, well, you have a Nintendo Switch account and your actions have basically violated our service as you've defamed us, and now we're going to come after you, and you agreed. Like this is hell, guys. This is absolutely hell. And they put you in a very hard place where you've already spent. In my case, I spent thousands of dollars building up my digital library, and if and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I will say this: like, if it came down to it, most people will do nothing. If it like this is like, how can you just update your services to tell me that, okay, well, we're changing our services now, and if you don't like it, then you have to delete your account and lose access to everything that you paid for, because it's not like you owned it in the first place. Like, how are there no, like, I'm not in a place where I can go sue Nintendo, and Nintendo basically, they spend billions of dollars on their attorneys. They spend just as much money on their attorneys as they do on their video games. But yeah, like, I'm not going to be buying Nintendo games anymore. No. No way in hell. No way in hell. I'm not going to cancel my pre-order. I'm not going to cancel pre-order. I probably will still go pick it up. But like, if I'm not playing it, I'm probably going to turn it off. And the problem is, like, the Nintendo Switch account, I don't even know. If they know, like, now you need to go and speak to an attorney and have an attorney review this and decide. Like, this is some insane stuff. I'm not saying Steam is perfect, but really, it's like it's night and day. It's night and day. Because I could see them using this terms of service to come and sue people like me, people like Varadark, people like Smash JT for making videos, showing their game footage. Because that's how they're going to silence us now, by suing us. Because if you have companies that have hundreds of millions of dollars like Pal World that are beginning to break down mentally and becoming demoralized based on what Nintendo is doing to them, the average person who's just struggling to buy groceries or making videos, YouTube videos, and Nintendo comes after them, no, you can't fight Nintendo. Do we need to fight Nintendo? Yes. We absolutely do. Like, we should ban, like, based on, like, if you're coming with these anti-consumer practices that could basically expose us as our children, like, this is harmful to our society, we should ban them. We don't need Nintendo. We have Steam. And for those of you, there's like all the Nintendo bots and Xbots. And listen to me. If you're going to do this and put us in risk and like try to destroy our lives and steal from us, like, no consumer protections whatsoever, like, and you don't even have any say. Basically, oh, don't like it, now you have to give up everything you've purchased, all of your games that you've purchased digitally. And here's another thing. You still, to my understanding, you still need like, a lot of games now require updates. So like, you don't even have, like, even like, you purchase a game, you still need an update to the game. The day one updates, day one patches of the game won't work right, or the entire game is not even on the disc. Right? So you need a Nintendo Online account. Need a Nintendo account. So it's like, even if you buy physical games from Nintendo, you're still screwed. They still have you buy the gonads. You're screwed. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. George Orwell warned us.
And if Nintendo's hiring people that know that they're going to be able to view kids on videos, I mean, do I really need to say what everyone is thinking right now of what problems could ensue from that? So, yeah, it's a sketch situation that the technology is bringing in. And like I said at the beginning, I'm sure there are similar verbiage and other privacy policies out there for other technologies using cameras and audio equipment. But this is just another one of those things where it's like everything that comes out about the Switch 2, it's just always a turnoff. It's always less control, less ownership.
So overpriced games and surveillance. Overpriced games, surveillance, and constantly under the threat of being sued. Who the heck is this device really for? It should be illegal. I'm really looking at some of the comments from Smash JT's video. Someone says it should be illegal to have a privacy policy in any company. These companies have no right to invade our privacy. Vintage says the EU is going to have a field day with this one. I can only hope so. Zaf says Nintendo is so over, and guys, they won't change. I know Nintendo. Nothing will get. The only thing that gets Nintendo to back down is if they get slapped down. Only if Nintendo gets slapped out in court. Well, they are bullies. They are bullies. They are a very, very dangerous company. Zaf says Nintendo is so over in my book. Their main IPs are Shadows. I'll put it on the screen. Let me share it with you guys. Yeah, so you can see what I'm reading. Yeah, you can see over here. This is what I was talking about earlier from Vara. Nintendo versus Pocket Pair lawsuit heats up. Palworld removes PAL gliding. Gamers are pissed at Nintendo. Yeah, so basically, guys, riding around on PALs, like PALs that can fly, because Nintendo is trying to say that they're the only ones that can have a video game where you can fly, where you can ride around on a monster that flies. This is insane. This is insane, and this is really them going after not just Palworld, Pocket Pair, the developers of Palworld, but everyone in the industry, where they don't want any game that looks anything like Pokemon, even though these games existed far before Pokemon, even though Nintendo did not even invent these concepts. They're basically trying to say that they did, filing patents for things filing patents in 2024 for concepts that have been around for decades, going back to the 90s and maybe even the 80s. Oh my God. Veteran Gamer says 1979. Basically, a former EA employee is bringing EA's policies to Nintendo. So Doug Browser. There's literally a guy named Browser now running Nintendo of America. Who thought it was a good idea to hire a guy named Bowser? Bowser, the Mario's arch nemesis. All right? This vile, villainous Tyrone figure is now running Nintendo. This shows you who Nintendo has always been from the very beginning. All right? They've always been Bowser. That's the reason why he always gets the girl. He's not kidnapping the princess. He's coming to get his girl. He's coming to get his girl. And the whole thing is like, it's just an excuse for her to run off with him. Do you remember the first game where Mario would go from castle to castle to castle to castle, and it would say, sorry, the princess is in another castle? And you would do that for like 100 times? Bro, she's just not into you. She's just not into you. Man of feet culture, that's not a good thing. Says that's some Sony level underhanded tactics. J4 says probably first time in my life I'm extremely unhappy. I have no gamer friends and I don't play with pugs. Mei Chang says The Nintendo Switch 2 is looking worse and worse every day. I was actually excited for the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-reveal when we were following leaks every week. Now I don't know. Overpriced console, lack of first-party games, pre-order controversy, digital-only games, Doug Bowser bad PR statements, plus doubling down on DEI. Yeah. So guys, DEI, they basically showed up at a part. Doug Bowser has now doubled down on DEI, and Nintendo. I think this was the first year. I'm not sure. I think it was the first year they basically participated in a Pride event, and they had like basically Nintendo employees marching out there wearing pink shirts and carrying a rainbow banner to support Pride. I'm not saying anything bad about Pride because I know how the platform works, but I'm just just basically pointing this out of what Nintendo is now doing. This is the direction that Doug Bowser is taking the company in. Invasive platform plus lack of privacy, and the console hasn't even launched yet. And guys, like I said, a lot of people are not even talking about the fact that Nintendo is now saying they can basically take your games away for any reason that people didn't read the terms. They did not read 13. Section 13. It doesn't seem like Smash JT caught it. They updated the specific thing to say that they can take away your games just if they feel like it for even commercial reasons. If they suspect anything may occur, or if they are for commercial reasons, and they can also force you to compensate the company if they lose money for like any reason whatsoever. They can come after you for financial losses, but you can't come after them for anything. Yeah, and the console hasn't even launched yet, so expect things to get even worse. Just build a PC, homies. Some of y'all that are listening, and like you're refusing to walk away from these consoles because you're refusing to go to PC. You're fools. Like a Steam box, Steam console cannot come soon enough. Biscuit says, not buying it would have been a bigger statement. All right, Doug Bowser is the Stucking says Doug Bowser the worst. It's the worst. He thinks if he pushes DI pandering, that it'll absolve him of all his corporate sins. That's not what he thinks. He's just trying to get his money right now. He's definitely getting He's probably getting kickbacks from the largest investment firm in the world. It ends with rock. Suro Gunner says, well, all the more reason to never use their chat service, to never use their. Oh, no, it doesn't. This extends far beyond their chat and well into everything else. Josh says it's the Xbox Connect all over again. Dark says, yeah, people wonder why I removed Gboard from my phone. I actually removed with Android ADB and installed Fudo Keyboard instead. Google keeps a record of your voice when you use the voice feature. Fudo Keyboard is open source. Okay, so this is crazy stuff. Matt says, initially I was really excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. By the time the pre-orders were happening, yeah, we were all, just to be clear, I was like not excited over the prices, but I still picked it up. Still went and pre-ordered it. But yeah. Oh God. Yeah. By the time the pre-orders were happening, I didn't care anymore. Their pricing, chat structure, upgrade path to most games, poor communication, and locking GameCube to the Switch 2 all made me change my mind. I might buy a Mario Kart bundle in a couple of years. I'm way more interested in PC handheld that can play everything else besides the Nintendo titles. I've always loved Nintendo games and was a huge supporter of their Wii U, but even after watching them rob that console of everything that made it great by porting its games to Switch 2, I was already starting to sour on them. I have over 200 physical games for my current Switch. Guys, 200 physical games. I only have like 70 something, and I stopped adding more recently. I have over 200 physical games for my current Switch, and all three of us in my home have a Switch. My daughter doesn't even care about the Switch 2. She's having too much fun surfing Steam sale. Teh. Let me back up now. Let me back up. That's his. I don't know if that's a Zoomer or an Alpha. My daughter doesn't even care about the Switch 2. She is having too much fun surfing Steam sales on the Steam Deck I gave her when I bought my Legion Go. So her and my wife already said they don't care about Switch 2 unless there is a new Animal Crossing someday. Yep. Girls only so girls only want to play Switch for Animal Crossing. Otherwise, they want to go chill on Steam. Worst part about Animal Crossing on Switch is the save game is tied to the console. When my daughter upgraded to her full-size Switch from the Lite, she lost her entire game save. Nintendo is just so archaic and behind the times, but wants PS5 Pro / PC prices. They're not worth it anymore. As for me, I love Legend of Zelda, but Tears of the Kingdom was nowhere as fun as Breath of the Wild in my opinion, and neither was as good as Twilight Princess. So maybe I am done with them as well. Sucks. End of an era for us. I picked up Tears of the Kingdom, it felt so tedious having to like piece together like kind of like Minecraft garbage. Like what made Breath of the Wild so much fun was being able to just jump in there and play the game and explore and stuff. You can't do that in Tears of the Kingdom. You have to basically keep on patching trash together. Stormborn says, "Wow." And they're charging for the privilege of having Dougie Bowser spy on you. Yep. Rodney says, amount of people defending this is crazy. Yeah. All these Nintendo, these disgusting individuals are defending this horrible anti-consumer move that is terrible for children as well. Like they really think I would let my kids, I don't have any, but I would let my kids go anywhere near this thing? You've got to be kidding me. Like, guys, yesterday, I do this all the time. Yesterday, I picked up a game for like it was $7 after like the fees and everything. I went to a key shop, picked up a game on Steam. It's like $50 on Steam. And I picked it up for like $7. There are times where I'll pick up games on Steam. I'll pick up games on key shops for literally like $1 something, and the game on Steam is a $50-$60 game. Usually like $50, right? And then the same game is also being sold for like $50 or $60 or going to be $70 now on Nintendo Switch. Like, how stupid do you have to be to go and price these games for $60, $50-$60 on Nintendo Switch, or $70 on Nintendo Switch for the same game that I'm going to get on PC? I can go on a key shop and get. And if you guys want to learn how to do PC gaming, you should check out my PC my gaming website. It's actually linked in the description of the video. Yeah, I think it's like Angry's Arcade. Go check that out. Angry Guys Arcade. And I basically teach you how to get into PC gaming, doing builds, how to purchase games dirt cheap, all of that stuff, all these tactics. Because I'm disgusted with this garbage. Absolute trash. Absolute trash.
Less authorization. They're taking everything away from you. And a way to reward you is they're charging more money. So you can see why there are so many people that are frustrated with Nintendo right now. And while I'm on the Nintendo topic, I should probably take a second to address a situation that I've noticed more and more in the comments coming through every time I talk about Nintendo. I'm getting a lot of people that are getting mad at me for pre-ordering a Switch 2, while at the same time, it sounds like I'm talking out of the same side or the other side of my mouth, where I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't want to support this company. To be crystal clear, based off of everything that I've seen from Nintendo right now, if I did not have this YouTube channel, I would not be buying a Nintendo Switch 2. And
this is our job. This is a good point that he makes. Like, there's some people who think I'm probably a hypocrite. This is my job. All right. So I do talk. I have an entire video game channel that I neglect, but I also have a video game website which I'm up to date with. So as a part of my job, I need to be able to tell you about the things that I'm talking about. So even though I have no real intention of playing the Nintendo Switch 2, I will pick it up. I will look at it. I will check out the microphone. I'll see how it works. And I will continue to tell you, don't buy it. I'm not gonna waste my money on this piece of trash. I'm not. All right. And I'm not telling you guys to go out. I'm not saying that I'm going to, do any type of obtaining Nintendo games without going through proper channels. But I will say a lot of people, after what Nintendo is doing, it's going to be a lot of people are going to sail the 7 seas. You're gonna hear a lot of people saying it's a pirate's life for me. Oh, it's a pirate's life for me. Yep. Like that's really what's coming. Nintendo needs to be banned. We don't have to have them in our country. We do not need to let them do business in our country. You're coming after us, after our kids. No, you don't need to operate. You don't need to operate. You forget that we are also stakeholders, not shareholders. I mean, some of us are shareholders, but we are stakeholders. We have an invested interest in your business, in your products and services that are being sold in our country. All right. And you are now directly competing with Nintendo. Always likes to act like they're not competing with Sony or Microsoft. No, Nintendo is now directly competing with Sony and Microsoft. Microsoft is almost dead in terms of being a part of the video game industry. All right, like Xbox is almost dead at this point, where everything is like multi-platform, and they've sold They've sold fewer than half as many PlayStations as Sony, half as many Xboxes as Sony has sold PlayStations. They're pretty much dead. They're cooked. So Nintendo is basically trying to be that dog now, where they're trying to go up against Sony. And basically say like, oh, we can. They really want. They think they're gonna compete with Sony on high end visuals now. What a horrible company. Doug Bowser, like putting this together. This guy should be he should be under arrest. Like putting something this together that is so anti-consumer and could directly harm children. No, he should be under arrest. Like he should be investigated. 100%. This dude is such a hardcore villain, and I don't even like. There was like I think a lot of us like imagine like real Reggie Fils-Aimé returning to Nintendo and saving the company. Nah, Reggie should stay away from this dumpster fire. We will always love Reggie for being Reggie, but he shouldn't try to save Nintendo or help Nintendo. Let it crash and burn. Let it be replaced. Don't like these people are these are tyrants. Tyrants.
I genuinely mean that. Like, I genuinely mean that. The only reason I bought the Nintendo Switch 2 is because I wanted to show you guys and talk to you about it. And if I didn't have the YouTube channel, maybe someday in the future, maybe I would have. Flipshasm as well. Good point. Said you did it to see if you could do it. Good point. Because I was on a live stream. I wasn't even trying to get it. Like I was talking about it. I was like, oh, the pre-orders are live now. Let me put myself in a queue and see if I can get one. Like that was my mentality of the night. I legit was not like excited about, oh my God, I got to get this. I got to set my clocks for this. I didn't care. I didn't even care back then. I happened to randomly, luckily get through. I guess you could say, quote unquote, luckily. But again, the only reason that I even did it was because I was live streaming. It was part of the entertainment of the night of if I could get it. And I got it, and now I want to showcase it to you guys, talk about it, and give you my honest thoughts about it. Because I would feel like I'm doing people a disservice if I'm talking shit about a product that I don't know shit about. So at least it's almost like what Hypnotic and Vardark say all the time when they're playing these Sweet Baby Inc. games. And people are like, don't buy the Sweet Baby Inc. games. You're supporting them. It's like, no, they're buying them and playing them for people to show them off to you. In case,
like, no, like for example, I don't watch Very Dark's full streams because her community is toxic. I like Vara overall. Her community is toxic. I'll say that right now. The people who watch like her, like she's I'm not saying she's a toxic person, but I find that a lot of the people who watch her videos are toxic. And I will watch, so I just cannot deal with those people. But I will watch her videos and I will see how she plays. I'll get and jump in a little bit. And like I will say, okay, yeah, this is absolutely like when she was playing like Dragon Age of Veilguard, I wanted to hurl. Because that game was just disgusting. So I'll like check out her videos and I'll see what's going on. I was like, and I'll actually look at her videos and I'll listen to her responses when she's playing the games as well. Because she's always talking a lot of shit. And I will judge based on her responses, her behavior, her body language. If she can't stand the game, like if she really hates it, I'm not gonna play that. I'm not gonna play that game. Like I'm not saying like it's always the situation, but I think that she's usually pretty unbiased. Like this is the same girl that talks about things like panty shots casually, like they want to censor the game because of some panty. So yeah, I'm basically putting it out there like that. Like if she can't stomach the game, because she's the one she's playing these games. She's playing these games, and if she cannot stomach the game, forget about it for me. Like some of these games are just plain disgusting right now. Like absolutely disgusting, trash. So I'll step in because she streams like all of these games constantly. Like every week she's streaming new games, right? So I'll watch her play them, and I can tell pretty quickly like if this is a game that I'm going to want to play or not. And you know, if people in my community, like for example Hypnotic and so forth, if they can't stand these games, that's just another example. But usually if I can tell right away, like if this game is grossing her out, it's probably going to gross me out. And a lot of these games are disgusting. They're disgusting now. These DEI woke drivel pieces of crap. You know? Like I am genuinely done with this shit. I am done with it. I am so over woke. I'm so over woke over the woke garbage. Like Pete, I forget his full name. I think he's the new Secretary of Defense. He basically said all of this woke stuff, we're done with that shit. And I'm so on the same boat as him. Where I am so done with it. I am so done with this garbage. Like, nope, I'm done. We're not doing that anymore. Like, I just hope that more YouTubers read what I read and call it out. Do not buy this garbage for your kids. Do not invest any more money into this trash. Monkey says every corporation is corrupt. Saw it firsthand working in the budget department of major companies. And let me tell you, I'm not telling you that you should trust that anyone should trust Steam. But of all the evil companies right now, they're among the best. Among the worst, they are among the best. They are the best. They are the best among the worst. All right. There's also GOG, and even though GOG is owned by CD Projekt Red, they allow you to actually download your games and own your games. It's a part of their business model where you can own your damn games. You can download the offline installers, no constant updates. You download the entire effing game, and it's supposed to run. And you can back them up, and you will always have your games. I have over 400 games on GOG. They have a lot of new games that are coming out now. They have a lot of older games that you cannot even purchase on Steam. They go in, they fix the games, they make them functional on Windows 11 and so forth, and you can play the damn games. and they're trying to do preservation. And I respect that, even though they've gone woke. But you can actually own your damn games, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I have the Shield, like it's I believe it's called the Shield. It's an SSD of 4 terabyte. It's like I believe it's 4 terabytes SSD Shield, and I bought that specifically to back my games up on, to back up all of my GOG, to back up my GOG games on. That's what I bought it for. And eventually, I probably want to see if I can find a better, a higher quality, a hard drive, and like because like that's like 16 terabytes. It's like a heavy duty one, like something like military grade hard drive that's like 16 terabytes, and then back up all of my GOG games. Because it'll take a long time. It'll take longer to download and save all of those games to it, like week, maybe even a couple of weeks, but hopefully not more than that. But that's probably what I would end up doing. What I want to end up doing, so I have access to those games. Because we are, guys, like, this is the age of horror right now. It is the age of horror. It's absolutely the age of horror. Yeah. Phil says, say what? Bowser is running the company? Doug Bowser. Magbo says, got a rant on this soon as well on my channel. Trying to spy on our private conversations with Switch. With Switch 2, did that ever happen with 3DS and DS? I don't think it did, because those devices were more so offline. Don't get me wrong, Nintendo probably tried to do something, but they were offline devices, and of course they were going to the hands of kids. But Nintendo is basically like, this is unbelievable. And I'm telling you, other companies are now going to try to do exactly what Nintendo is doing. Sony is going to try to do exactly what Nintendo is doing. Microsoft has already been trying to do that. They're going to try doing it too, or worst. Dub says, Bowser is tall, tough, mean, and would mess Mario up. He is definitely clapping that Peach. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bobby says, I'm 45. What does that make me? You are a Zennial. You're a late Gen Xer. You're a Zennial. Basically, you're like me. 1977 through 1945. You are a Zennial. Dub says more YouTubers need to stand on principle and not buy that piece of garbage. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like to go, like, for Nintendo to just come out with this, like, honestly, like, I'm not, like, I have so much going on in my life. If I didn't, I honestly would look at speaking to an attorney and trying to get Nintendo to refund me for every single dime I've spent. Every single dime I've spent on their games. Just on principle. Just on principle. But the thing is, to sue them, you have to delete the account. So I would speak to an attorney, and I would say, okay, so as long as if I delete this account, then I can go and sue them, right? Absolutely. Delete the account, file a lawsuit against Nintendo. File a lawsuit against Nintendo. Oh, you're changing your terms now to tell me you can take away everything if you feel like it? Okay. Okay. And spy on me. Nope. And if I buy a Switch 2, I can't even play it because I need a Nintendo Online account. Okay. Okay. Galan says the bullshit that Steam is pulling with their digital economy has me worried. It is definitely some BS. But we have to stay diligent. At least they're openly telling you what's going on. And that's why I said you have to stand on like, GOG is such a great alternative. Oh my god. Monkey says I have an M&P Shield 9mm, great for concealed carry. Shoots. Yeah. This whole thing is insane. This whole thing is crazy. Like, don't let anyone tell you anything different. We are so cooked right now. We are cooked. I'm just glad that I was able to get the Angry After Dark stream out for you guys. I did it a little bit early. Usually it's like around 3 p. It's done 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I've been so sick. I'm trying to have Mogbo. Shout out to Mogbo Gaming. Thanks for shout out to him. Got to thank Mongbo for helping with content to help create content. I also have Angry Dominicano working on some content for you guys because I'm still not feeling well. I'm just not well, but I have to work, and it's like things are not good. Like I'm telling you right now, this is my full-time job, and I want you guys to understand. Like I haven't been putting out videos. I have not been putting out my daily videos like I usually do. I have not been putting out videos. So I want you to understand how serious like this. Not like in the short term I can survive, but like we're going into 2 months now of me not working like me basically not really working. 2 months. I've been sick for 2 months. Going into 2 months now, I've been extremely sick. And I've been like almost doing no content. So it's been bad. It's been very, very bad. Yeah, Monkey says, I hope you feel better soon, Angry. Thanks. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Monkey. I'm feeling a little better, but I'm still not feeling I can't even say not 100. I don't even I can't. This is barely 80%. I have my head is hurting right now. Yeah. I'm definitely trying to find I don't know. The thing is the thing with Mogbo, for example, is he was I think he was surprised by it too, that he was able to do when he did the commentary. He did one video so far. I think it's been one. He did one video so far with the commentary, and everyone responded to it very, very positively, which I think he was surprised. But usually, when it comes to editors, if you're able to edit the content on the channel, you're able to talk about it. That's what ends up happening. And most editors, some editors know this. But for example, Mogbo watches my videos. Before he started doing editing for me, he was already watching my videos, right? So think about this carefully. He watches my videos. He knows what my content is about, and he's also in the Crypto Academy. So if he watches my videos, then he knows how to talk about these subjects, right? And if he can edit my videos, if he can edit the videos for me, then obviously he can talk about them. And then being a YouTuber, that's usually that's what usually ends up happening. There's a lot of creators where you'll have someone who is doing the editing in the background, and they were doing the editing in the background. But when someone gets sick, like the person who runs the channel, when they get sick, the editor sometimes steps up and makes content. Like for example, many of you guys know Review Tech USA. He had an editor named Jay, and Jay was in the background doing the edits. And then him and Rich got into this big fight. They got into this huge fight. Jay and basically, Rich owed Jay money. Jay didn't want to pay him, and then he eventually did. Jay started his own YouTube channel. He already had his own YouTube channel, but he had been when Rich ended up in the hospital to deal with his diabetes. I don't know if he actually has diabetes, but he was in a hospital or something, and Jay had to basically fill in for him, and that's kind of what ended up happening. And after they had their falling out, it was crazy because basically Jay just took a massive portion of Rich's fan base with him, and now he does JKB streams, and they're absolutely great. I don't watch as many of his. I love just stopping in. I often say love you, Jay, because he's so sweet. He is so sweet, and he has this pretty long hair, and he does all kinds of. I know you're angry. Listen to me. There's nothing wrong as long as you have a genuine admiration for another man. It's not gay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being gay. I'm just saying just having genuine admiration for another man, a good human being, is not gay, right? And I have so much admiration for Jay. I literally love JKB. He is such a sweetheart. But I'm just giving you that example. So usually, if a person can edit your videos, they can also talk about them. So I'm definitely trying to get. I'm definitely working with Mogbo to drop some more content for you guys to help fill in the gap while I'm recovering from this illness. I think we have a crypto video in the work for you guys where we're going to be talking about some topics. Uh, he's working on that right now, and then we'll see if we can get some other content. And then we also have Angry Dominicano. He's working on a video as well. Hopefully, I'm like, there's no pressure, but he said he's going to drop. He's going to work on something. So, you know, he's gonna. He's it's like fun fact. He created Angry Dominicano. That was like his take on Angry Guy. So he created Angry Dominicano. He actually asked me beforehand if I was okay with him doing that. What I really appreciate him asking, but it was so cool that he wanted to continue my legacy. And I kind of like I'll be honest with you, I kind of like I do want I would love for uh Angry Dominicano. I would love for him to grow more. He's unfortunately he's like my age. I'm not that old. I'm be 42 this year, but he's right around my age. And the only thing that kind of sucks is that he's kind of around my age. So it's like I want other people to continue my legacy. If I'm not here anymore, I want people to to continue doing what I'm doing. And it's a little hard when people who are doing it are my age, because there's no not Gen X. Gen Z is basically they're the downfall of humanity. The boomers were the downfall. Gen Zers are basically they're the legacy they're the legacy of the boomers. So I don't expect anything from Gen Z, but I really wish there were others who would pick up the mantle. I thought Mogbo was a 20 something year. I thought he was a 20 something. I thought he was maybe like a young millennial. I had no idea he was pushing 40. So he's not that much younger than me either. So it's like I'm not saying that we're old, but we're all kind of getting up there. So it is kind of sucky. It's like, I'm getting older. I kind of want to go focus on like building games and tech. Like I've always dreamt of creating technology, medical technology, all kinds of different like user products. I have a mind for engineering. Many of you guys know I have a background in engineering, but I just kind of like at some point I just want to leave and just go live my life to some degree. I want to create, and it's not necessarily like give up. I still want to be able to talk about topics, but doing like maybe not daily videos. I have other things I want to do. I want to go run a company. I have a dream of like basically creating a company kind of like Valve and growing it in that way, or either that or just even completely walking away from society and living under my rock in peace. But I want others to take my mantle and just keep it going. And it's a little disappointing because there are other people who now they've watched my content and they make videos. They're all my age. They're all of these people are old as they are old as F. Like I'm getting old and all these people are old as F. Like the youngest are like people Mogbo's age, like in their late 30s. When it comes to Gen Z is a complete disappointment. They're too lazy. They are too lazy to make red pill content. If they make content, it's them talking garbage and basically crying about saying that they want UBI. Saying that they want UHI, universal high income. Universal high income. All right? Because working is unfair. Gen Z is such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. Those kids are a disappointment. Shame on those kids. Like Gen Z, I know you're listening right now. Shame on you. Shame. Like there's no retirement for Gen X or millennials. Like basically just be ready to keep on working until you DIE. All right? Until you pass away, expire. Be ready to keep on working. If you want a way out, work as hard as you can, save as much money as you can. But most of it, even then, it's going to be hard for a lot of people with student loans and just trying to come up with that kind of money in this kind of economy. But the baby boomers making things worse by the day. Boomers are evil. Absolutely. Like you see the devil that was on the screen. That's the boomers right there. That's the boomers right there. Right? And so it's no one's coming to save us. We're there's no retirement for us. Just like there will be no Social Security. There's no retirement. Not like you could ever live off Social Security. There's no retirement for us. Like we are cooked. We are cooked. So like basically figure it out for yourself. But most of you guys listening right now that are not Gen Zers, you will have to work until the till the end of your days because of what the baby boomers have done. For Gen, in terms of Gen Zers, they're basically going to spend the rest of their most of them are just going to spend the rest of their life stealing and squatting, and in and out of prison, while Gen Alphas will spend the majority of their lives in prison. Incarcerated, institutionalized, are locked away in tent cities. Eventually, they're going to have to call tent cities something else. Like I don't know, like I don't know if they'll call it transitional housing. They're going to have to call it something else. They're going to call it some other kind of housing, some other kind of housing. Like, but it's basically going to become a permanent place. Like once you go into tent city, you don't come out of tent city unless it's in a bag. You know, like you're not coming out. You're not coming out. Goodbye human rights. And they were never really rights. They were privileges that could be taken away. That could be taken away. Monkey says Tyrone 10 City for Gen Z. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. That is some crazy stuff, y'all. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. Insane. I just think to myself, like, is this really it? Is this really what society has come down to? I kind of want to. I kind of want to curse. I kind of want to like use some words right now. Guys, I'm gonna give you. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Give you guys a few minutes to get over to Rumble. We're gonna bring the stream over because I figured out how to do it now. I think so. We're gonna bring the stream over to YouTube exclusively. Not YouTube, over to Rumble exclusively in just a moment. Just we'll wrap it up on YouTube and bring it over to Rumble exclusively because I don't feel like ending the stream. I feel like talking some more, but so that I can talk some more. Sophia Star says Zoomer Zone or Alpha. Holy shoots, Sophia, like guys, Sophia Star. She's she's an 83 baby like me. Yeah, says Zoomer Zone or Alpha. Zoomer Zone or Alpha Apartments. Jesus Christ, Zoomer Zoomer Zone. That's a new name for Tetsy. Zoomer Zone or Alpha Apartments. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we gotta go over to Rumble. We gotta go over to Rumble. Uh we're streaming on Rumble right now. So guys, like you're gonna get this is your 5 minute warning, guys. Your 5 minute warning. It's a I mean I'll actually maybe it's like a 2 or 3 minute warning, but I'll give you guys a few minutes. Give you guys a few minutes to get over to Rumble. It's linked in the description of the video, and it's also pinned in the chat. So if you're on YouTube right now, you can you'll have a few minutes. You'll have a few minutes to go and get your butt over to get your butts over to get your butt over to Rumble. But I am going to step away and go enjoy myself a pee. I need to go. I'm just gonna be real. I need to go and take a pee. Not a poo, a pee. I need to go and take a pee. So I'll just be real with you. We're gonna put a. I'll be back in just a few moments, and you guys, while I'm taking my pee, you can go and do what you need to do, and also move yourselves over to Rumble. But I'll be back in just a little bit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm back. I have a little bit of a headache right now. The old head is hurting. Just took a really powerful ibuprofen. Hopefully that'll help. Cut my nails last night. Hadn't cut them in a while. And I think I cut a little too deep. Now my thumb hurts a bit. Definitely cut a bit too deep. Ow, ow, ow. But yeah, I gave you guys plenty of time. Gave those of you watching on the tube plenty of time to get your butts over to Rumble. Gave you plenty of time to get over to Rumble. If you didn't get over to Rumble, PK says I'm Gen Z and even I can't stand millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. A lot of company jobs are trying to avoid hiring all Gen Zers because these wokies ruined. There you go. At least one honest Gen Zer. These wokies ruined it for the rest of us to get hired or jobs. Yeah. Like I've said this, just because your company is ripping you off doesn't mean you can go and rip your company off. Gen Zers, they don't think. Like I do not like these kids. I've said it plenty of times. I do not like these kids. But yeah, if you're listening on YouTube right now, we're gonna drop the stream up on YouTube and just continue over on Rumble. So it's linked, it's linked in the description of the video. If you need to find a link to Rumble, it's linked in the description of the video. And it's also over it's linked in the description of the video, and it's also linked in the chat. So it's not hard. It's not hard to find it, but yeah. Yeah, Captain Plane says link. It's linked. It says it's linked right in the description of the video. It's linked in the description. It's linked in the chat. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But